up, guys? Mavericks back with a brand new video. And today for this video, we have Fnaf Animatronics Explain Foxy by Super Horror Bro. I told y'all we was gonna get back to some more of these Fnaf Explain videos that I didn't react to last time. We did Marionette just last time. And I also looked back at my accounts to see which all ones I already reacted to, and I've reacted to Springtrap, Freddy. Now we've reacted to Marionette. It turns out I did also do Circus Baby as well. So I gotta make sure I don't accidentally re-react to that one. Though granted, I might eventually rewatch the video too, just so I make sure I refresh myself, make sure I remember all that stuff. But yeah, so main ones I know we gotta do is Foxy, then I think Chica, and then I think there's a Bonnie one too. But yeah, we're gonna try to react to them all. But anyhow, I'm not even gonna waste no more time. We're gonna go ahead and get into this.
Hey guys, Super Horror Bro Mike here, and in today's
That boy
video
Foxy!
we continue our retrospective of Five Nights at Freddy's and its characters with a look at the Pirate King himself, Foxy.
Pirate King? Luffy would like to know your address. Luffy just sends a disturbance to the force.
This video will be both a look at the origins of Foxy, some interesting facts about him, and how he has evolved into different forms over the years across the many FNAF sequels and prequels. So sit back, relax.
You know, when I really think about it, I kind of really do actually want to hear lore about Foxy, Chica, and Bonnie, because really, when you think of those three, you just mainly just think about because they're the most memorable ones, because they're part of the original animatronics from when it first came out. But like when you actually think of lore, you mostly think of like Golden Freddy and Springtrap, and of course regular Freddy as well. So yeah, I kind of want to hear about the lore about when it comes to Foxy, Chica, and Bonnie.
And let's take another nostalgic walk through the halls of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Foxy was one of the 4 original animatronics to appear in the original smash hit Five Nights at Freddy's. Although, unlike Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy, Foxy never appeared in the pre-release promotional material, such as this trailer here. In fact, Foxy's famous hall run animation was actually performed by Bonnie in the original trailer, and this was because creator Scott Cawthon wanted to keep one of his main cast a secret until the game launched. So many players had quite the shock when first encountering Foxy back in 2014 when FNAF released.
Dang.
He inhabits a special area of the pizzeria known as Pirate's Cove, making him a unique and popular centerpiece for visitors. Upon hearing the name Foxy, one might assume the character is female, as the name Foxy is very feminine, and certainly not one we would associate with a hard-bitten pirate. Nevertheless, Foxy is indeed male.
Welcome aboard Captain Foxy's Pirate Adventure!
His appearance is disheveled and haggard, with rips and tears appearing up and down his crimson red legs and body, revealing the endoskeleton beneath. He is distinctly canine and fox-like, as his name suggests, with yellow eyes, red...
See, that's the thing. See, when I think of Foxy, that is one thing I want to know. Like, why does Foxy always look so beat up compared to the rest of them? It's like, obviously, you know, the animatronics, they have their beat up forms, but that's like later in the game when stuff happens to them and stuff like, well, not later in the game, like during down the way of the lore, they have like versions of stuff where they're all beat up and stuff like that. But all the other 3 animatronics, Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, they're all like clean. Nothing. You can't see their endoskeletons on the inside and stuff, or exoskeleton, whichever way you say it. You can't see any of that from the outside or nothing like that. But Foxy, he's all beat up and you can see the inside. I've always wondered what's the lore behind that. Why he's like that compared to the rest, or maybe they just like decided not to fully complete down his design since people would barely see him like that, since he's like not even a character they really hyped up before the game even came out. So like maybe that's like the in-game reason why Foxy's kind of like that, because they didn't really hype him up because he's not something that you will automatically know about. I don't know.
Eyebrows and a pair of pointy ears atop his head. An eye patch covers his right eye, and a hook can be seen bolted onto his right hand, completing the pirate aesthetic. Foxy's mouth hangs wide open, revealing 2 sets of razor-sharp teeth. Some of these teeth are golden, again most likely to represent his buccaneering origins. It seems Foxy had been decommissioned, as there is an out-of-order sign on the curtain around Pirate's Cove. This would explain Foxy's rundown and broken appearance. He
Okay,
needed
I forgot
major
that. I did forget
repairs
about
and
that.
was unfit for showtime alongside the other 3 animatronics at the time of the pizzeria's closure, which again explains why he was never repaired. Most interesting is the mystery surrounding Foxy and his connection to a major yet unsolved event in the Fnaf timeline, the bite of 87. This was a gruesome accident where one of the animatronics sunk its teeth into a customer's head, removing their frontal lobe. It is referenced by phone guys.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. It cut out on me. Back it up a little bit.
Customer's head, removing their frontal lobe. It is referenced by Phone Guy during Night 1 of the original game.
They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe.
Many theories have been crafted over the years to explain who was responsible for this tragic event, but it has never been officially confirmed which animatronic was in fact the cause. Foxy seems the most likely candidate for the following reasons. A. He has the sharpest and most deadly set of teeth out of the 4 animatronics functioning at the pizzeria during the year 1987, teeth that line both the top and bottom of his mouth. B. Foxy's jaw is mysteriously broken. This could easily be a result of snapping down on a customer's skull, a hard object which of course would cause damage to the animatronic's jaw mechanism. C. While
didn't
running,
even know his jaw
Foxy
was broken.
snaps at thin air. We can see this when using the monitor and observing Foxy running down the hallway. This snapping seems to be a result of sudden movement, and so would be a malfunction in Foxy's design, a reason he was out of order after such sudden movement caused his jaw to snap down on a customer's head by accident.
That
in
would
fact,
explain
in
it.
Fnaf Help Wanted, during his parts and service stage, we discover Foxy requires fuses to control certain parts of his body correctly. It may be that one of these fuses blew at an inopportune time. But again, no one knows for sure. This is simply the evidence we have to support this theory, and personally I think it makes a lot of sense. When playing as the Night Guard in FNAF 1, Foxy is often regarded as
Okay, I'll be honest. I was not expecting to hear that Foxy was supposedly responsible for the bite of 87. I always figured it was like Freddy or somebody. and see now this makes me wonder if this. Because like when it ever came to the bite of 87, I always thought like that was just one of those things that where it's like they make it out like an accident, but it wasn't actually an accident. And I would figure it's like it was somebody behind that. But if it really was Foxy and it was because of his design function, does that mean it actually was an accident? And like it wasn't somebody in the background on purpose, like like William Afton. But wait, I can't remember. Was William Afton? Did he actually work on animatronics, or was he just a security guard or something like that? I can't remember. Cause I promise I remember hearing something about he worked on them as well, but also something about he was a security guard. I gotta catch back up on the FNAF lore. I've been out of this for so long, I don't remember some things.
toughest animatronic due to the constant need to monitor his behavior and his brutal attack speed. He initiates his attack by peering from behind the Pirate's Cove curtain and gradually moving towards the edge of the camera until he quickly rushes the security room.
Dang.
However, just because we close the door doesn't mean we are saved. Foxy will drain the power from the office every time he attacks, and this means allowing him to attack one too many times can leave us exposed to other animatronic horrors residing within. Foxy also doesn't like being on camera too much, so the more times we check the camera, the more often he will attack. Foxy is also one of 2 animatronics to ever sing in the FNAF games during attack phases, with the other being Ballora from Sister Location. Foxy hums the following tune from time to time while on patrol.
Imagine hearing that coming.
He is voiced by actor Christopher McCullough, who has actually uploaded a karaoke of the song You Are a Pirate from LazyTown in the voice of Foxy.
Oh, wow.
It can be found over on Christopher's YouTube channel, for which there is a link below, but here is a quick preview.
Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yar har fiddle-dee-dee. Being a pirate is alright with me. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
I really hope I don't
But
get
where
copyrighted
did
for
Foxy
that.
originate from? Well, much of FNAF's inspiration came from American fast food mascots of the 1970s and
Dang.
1980s, notably those found within the restaurant chain Chuck E. Cheese. Keeping this in mind, it is commonly believed that Foxy's main influence was Foxy Colleen. While Colleen was a female wolf and an Irish one to boot, she shares the same first name as Foxy from FNAF, but more notably was also retired from production at the Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theatre, and so shares a similar backstory. Another potential influence for the character was Rolf de Wolf from Showbiz Pizza Palace. It should also be noted that Scott's own children helped create Foxy's final design, offering up design ideas to their father during the creative process. When it came to modelling Foxy, Scott actually did this while on a family trip. He had this to say in regards to that rather challenging experience. I actually modelled the Foxy character on my laptop while riding on a 24-hour drive to visit my in-laws over the summer of 2014.
Oh, wow.
It's very difficult to model a 3D character on a bumpy car ride. Maybe this is why Foxy looks so torn up. So now we've looked at Foxy, his lore, his backstory, and even his origins. However, there are many more Foxy designs that appeared over the years, so let's take a quick look at them.
Yes, sir. Withered Fox.
Withered Foxy appears in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and was a run-down and forgotten version of the original Foxy design.
I think give me more
deemed too
rundown.
creepy for younger audiences. However, while highly mangled, he is actually in far better shape than his other withered counterparts, retaining most of his original body. In gameplay, he is the only animatronic, aside from the puppet, who cannot be tricked by wearing the Freddy mask. Instead, we must flick our flashlight on and off when Withered Foxy appears at the end of a hall to repel him, the bright light stunning him for a brief time. During a minigame found within RPG spin-off Fnaf World, Withered Foxy was given a voice, a suitably creepy one at that.
Listen to my voice,
Ooh.
and you will find the key.
Nightmare Foxy was one of several
You know, I'm reminded when it comes to how creepy Foxy is. I'm reminded that because I remember it was a FNAF animation I watched. It was on one of Corey Kenshin's Spooky Scary Sundays. It was a FNAF animation I watched, and it was like Foxy was like in this one of them little play tunnels, you know, they have for kids to crawl through, and this kid was in there, and he was talking to the kid, and bro, the whole thing was just so creepy. And Foxy was chasing him in through the little tunnel system. I gotta find that animation. It was creepy but cool, bro. It was actually crazy. Anyhow, let's keep going.
nightmarish renditions of the classic animatronics to appear in FNAF 4. As the name suggests, this version of Foxy is pure nightmare fuel, sporting rows of razor-sharp teeth and missing portions of his body. His endo laid bare before our eyes. He also appeared in the Curse of Dreadbear expansion for FNAF Help Wanted, where he was even creepier in VR.
Rockstar Foxy.
Rockstar Foxy showed up in FNAF Pizzeria Simulator, but wasn't a danger to the player. Instead, he could be purchased from the in-game shop and placed as an entertainer within the player's restaurant. He lives up to his Rockstar name, singing in the band. And while he retains the pirate's theme of the original Foxy, there are a number of changes to his design. For starters, he no longer has damage to his body. And in addition to the hook on his hand, he also sports a peg leg. A parrot can be found on his left shoulder and a star on his chest. Rockstar's musical instrument of choice is an accordion, which he plays on stage with glee. However, while we were safe...
It just crossed my mind. We need to find one FNAF. I'm some of them reflected in FNAF nights. We need to find a FNAF fight where we got Rockstar Foxy and that little bird on his shoulder just turns into a shoulder gun. That would be hilarious. I need an animation like that now.
Rockstar Foxy during FNAF 6. In Ultimate Custom Night, he was most certainly a menace, summoned by interacting with his parrot as it flew across the screen.
Funtime Foxy!
First appearing in FNAF Sister Location, Funtime Foxy had a far cuter and less threatening appearance than its original design, at least at a first glance. Its body was a mixture of pink and white materials, and if we look closely, we see it does indeed seem to be a non-mangled version of, well, Mangle. Meaning Mangle almost certainly originated from this design, or vice versa.
Yeah, that's
In
what I
gameplay,
figured. Cause
Funtime stalks us through a dark auditorium, where we must flash a beacon to repel them. If we are caught, a terrifying jump scare plays out, where Foxy's face literally splits open during its attack.
I gotta know, what was the point in designing them to be able to do that? Like, what was the point in designing them to be able to literally open their face to reveal that scary exoskeleton underneath? Like, what was your reason for doing that? Wasn't no reason to make that scary. But anyhow, I was gonna go back to that. See, I knew Mangle had to be inspired off of Foxy in some way, shape, or form. Cause I swear, the first time I saw Mangle, I genuinely thought that was Foxy, and I was like, "What they do to Foxy?" But yeah, I figure Mangle had to be inspired off of Foxy in some way, shape, or form.
And Foxy would later go on
Alright, y'all, I'm back again. Alright, I think I'm noticing that it mostly decides to wants to cut out when I pause, which is weird. I don't know why my recording would want to cut out like that when I want to pause. I don't know. See, even my recording trying to say I pause too much. That's crazy. But anyhow, we're gonna try to finish out this video. I'm going to try not to really pause. Try not to really pause this time for the rest of the video, since I ain't got much longer.
to reappear in Ultimate Custom Night, where he was given a voice.
I'm sorry, but there was never enough room on this stage for both of us.
His voice kind of reminds me of like Alistair from Hazbin
The most terrifying
Hotel.
version of Foxy is almost certainly Grim Foxy from Help Wanted's Curse of Dreadbear DLC. He seems to look very similar to the Jacko animatronics from previous games. Much of his body has been worn away, revealing the endo
I don't even
beneath.
remember this phone.
Inside this skeletal frame, a fiery glow burns away, lighting him up like a jack-o'-lantern. In place of a hook, Grim Foxy's right hand now brandishes a giant sickle. His fingertips and toes are clawed, and large spikes appear to be growing out of his shoulders. All of this adds up to one horrifying animatronic. But with that, we come to the end of the second episode of Fnaf Animatronics Explained. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror-related content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.
And my recording couldn't hold out for that. Couldn't hold out just a couple minutes longer. I had like 2 minutes longer. That's crazy. Now I gotta merge this together with the other two cutoffs. But yeah, that once again, Super Horror Bro, another awesome explain video. We definitely gotta check out the Bonnie and Chica ones and see what are the FNAF, because he's got a lot of FNAF videos on his channel. So I'm gonna have to see what else he got on there. But yeah, I gotta catch up on the FNAF lore again. I haven't been keeping an eye on it as much lately as I used to, but I'm gonna get back to it. I remember a good bit of stuff, but not everything. But yeah, anyhow, this is gonna end this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see me react to next time. And until next time, y'all, see ya.